Okay. All right, everybody. Hello. Welcome to this little video on egg rolls. Okay, part of our lesson this week is, of course, our lo mein, our hot and sour soup, and our egg rolls. So we're first going to start with the egg rolls, and the reason we'll start with that is because the egg roll filling needs to cool a little bit before we can wrap them in our egg roll wrapper. So let's go through our ingredient list. We have our pork is right here. This is our ground pork. Got a little bit of sesame oil, some soy sauce, a little bit of celery seed, 3 shiitake mushrooms. You can reduce that down to 2 if you'd like. I've got a little bit of ginger, a single clove of garlic. Again, you know, one of the things with me is I like to use garlic, but I like to use it tastefully. A carrot. You'll use about a third of this carrot peeled. Some green onions, okay, and then of course some cabbage. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we'll get started with our mise en place. I've got my cutting board. I have a damp towel underneath to kind of hold it in place. Make sure that, again, when you're at home, you can secure your cutting board. I'm going to wash my hands. Okay. And I am going to sanitize my hands as well too. Got a little bit of sanitizer, as we all do. Okay, so let's go ahead and we will get started. I apologize if there's any background noise. My wife will probably be coming home from the store in a little bit, and you may hear the door open or a dog bark. So with the shiitake mushrooms, to go ahead and get started, you need to remove the stems. Okay, so the stem of the shiitake mushroom needs to be removed. And if there's any dirt on them, just take that dirt and with a paper towel, just kind of wash it off or wipe it off. These are pretty clean, so we're good there. Okay, I'm going to just move a few of these ingredients off to the side for now, and we'll work with them one at a time. First, I want to chop my mushrooms, okay? So I'm going to very thinly slice my mushrooms. And when I say thin, you know, about 1/8 of an inch, okay? So I'm going to thinly slice my shiitake mushrooms. So nice thin slices, as you can see. Remember to follow the safety procedures, okay? Keeping your fingers back, tucked in that claw fashion, and just allowing your knife to gently rock forward. Now all I'm doing is taking those slices, I've turned them, and I'm going to just kind of chop them up a little bit. Again, making sure that my index fingers, my thumb, my pinky finger are all tucked back. Okay, and then just kind of move that pile forward a little bit. Take your time. There's no hurry to get this done. Again, super fast. We want to make sure that we maintain safety. Okay, so we're almost done here with the mushrooms. So we're all set. Got my mushrooms, got a little dish to put my mushrooms in. So I'm going to do that. Okay. All right. So there are my mushrooms. Wipe off my board. You don't need to sanitize in between vegetables, and that's why I'm keeping the pork off to the side, so you know there's no risk of contamination. All right, the next one is I'm going to add some green onions, some scallion. Now I can see that a few of the tops right here are a little soft and wilted, so I'm going to go ahead and just remove those. But then again, I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, I'm just going to make sure that they're cleaned. I've washed them ahead of time. If you don't feel comfortable, doing a stack of green onions at a time, maybe just do one or two. And again, it's that same down and forward motion. And I'm just going to kind of finely chop the green onions. Go. So a little bit of green onion. I think I initially had 4, but I think I'm only going to go with 3 myself. Feel free though to use, as much or as little green onion as you'd like. I like the flavor of the green onion, so I'm going to use a little bit. All right, so got my chopped green onion. Put that there. Okay. All right, next I will go ahead and grate my carrot, or a portion of my carrot. Just going to cut the tip off. And then I have a box grater right here. Okay, just a standard little box grater that I'm going to use to grate my onions. Now what I like to do is just go ahead and grate them right onto a small plate. So I'm just going to hold the grater right there, and I'm just going to take my carrot and just run it down the box grater, and I'm just going to grate up some of that carrot. Like I said, I'm only going to use about 1/3 of that carrot, no more than maybe half. And that's just a nice little color and a nice little sweetness as well, the carrot does. And that's probably pretty good. But again, you're at home, you're in your kitchen. If you want to add a little more carrot, go ahead and feel free. A little bit of green onion there. I'm going to actually go ahead and grate up just a little more. All right, that should do it. All right, so here comes my wife, so ignore the background noise. She's just returning from the store. So now we have our grated carrot, okay? And if you'd like, you can transfer it into a bowl. I do just for convenience sake. So I've got my green onion. All right. The next thing is I'm going to do the cabbage. And each of you received half a head of cabbage. And there's a couple ways we can go about preparing the cabbage. First, you need to take probably that first layer of leaves off, okay? As I've done right there. Then the next thing is cut it in half. So you've got 2/4. Got a nice big bowl right here to put my cabbage in when I shred it. Now you can do one of two things. So I'm just rinsing off the box grater, wiping off my knife. Okay, so first we can shred the cabbage by hand. Okay, to do that, just put it onto a flat side. I like to leave the root attached for now. And I'm just going to very thinly, down and forward, shred the cabbage. And it's really important that you get the cabbage as thin as you possibly can. So it's something you want to just kind of take your time with, okay? And just kind of shred that cabbage up. If you get a few bigger pieces, just take your knife and kind of chop them up a little bit, okay? Like I can see right there is a little bigger piece. So I want nice, like I was making coleslaw. I'm just going to shave that real thin. And as I get closer, then to the edge where the root is. I want to make sure that I don't cut into that root, so I'm just kind of keeping a close eye on that root. Okay, then I'll just rotate it again. So I'm just kind of working around that root. Okay, a little bit, just like that. And then I can see the roots right there, so I'm going to cut that out. This is where it's going to get probably a little trickier, but just lay it on a flat side, okay? And just, again, very thinly shave. Just be careful with your fingers. Okay, and as it gets kind of small, just keep rotating it to its flattest side. And you can shred your cabbage. So again, nice bits of shredded cabbage. Okay, if you come across, like I said, a couple bigger pieces, you can isolate those and chop them, but that should be okay. All right, we'll transfer that into our bowl. All right, another way is you can use a box grater if you've got one. It will work. Okay, just again take and run the cabbage down. Okay, on the box grater. It is going to make more of a coleslaw type of shred, which is okay. I prefer myself the longer, thinner little shreds, but you could use a box grater. So, but I'm just going to go ahead and use my knife. And I would strongly suggest you guys do as well, because it's good practice. All right, so getting pretty close to that root. Just want to check. Yep, little roots right there. So I'll cut that out. Just continue thinly slicing my cabbage. Again, please be very careful, everybody, as to not cut yourself. Take your time. All right, I think that's pretty good. I'm going to just leave that little thick root portion off to the side. All right, so I've got my cabbage done now. Okay, so my cabbage goes in my bowl. All right, let me take a moment to wipe down, and then we will finish our last two items in regards to our mise en place. All right. Last two items are the ginger and the garlic. All right. Ginger and garlic. So there was a little piece right there. Sorry, I should have showed you. I just broke that off. Okay. That little nub. And I want to peel the ginger. And the easiest way, sorry, I'm just off camera kind of cleaning. Here's my all my little vegetable mess. So the easiest way that I found is I like to just use a back of a spoon, and I just scrape the ginger with the spoon. Just like that. Okay. Just going around. A vegetable peeler will also work really nice. It does have a tendency of taking a little more ginger off than normal, so that's why I like to use the spoon. Okay, and we've got our ginger there. Okay, the next one is our garlic. I just want to tap gently on the garlic clove with the side of my knife, and then just peel it. Now you guys, I believe, already have pre-peeled garlic, so you can, skip this step, but that is how you would peel your garlic. All right, so now we want to mince our garlic and our ginger. So first, the little root right here on the garlic needs to be cut off. So I'm going to cut that off. And then I'm going to take and I'm just going to make thin slices. Okay. Going in one direction, just like the onion demo from Friday. So there. And then going across the other way. Okay. Again, just like the onion. Just want to be very careful. And then I just go down and forward. And I just kind of chop up that garlic. Once I get all the garlic chopped, then I can go back through and I can chop it up just a little more. Just rock my knife back and forth. Pardon my dog drinking water. And she's going to drink a lot of water. So that could last another 45 seconds. Isn't that right, Pumpkin? Oh, she finished early. All right, so there's the garlic, everyone. And I'm going to put my garlic in my little cup right there. Be very careful when you are wiping off your knife. So there's my garlic. All right, and then the last thing is my ginger. And I'm going to pretty much do the same thing. Just going to thin little slices, just like this. Just like the carrot. Remember, again, part of the knife skills for Friday was in training for this today. Wanting to get those carrots as thin as you can. So now we're going to take, and after I slice it, I'm going to go in the opposite direction and cut it into very thin shavings. Okay, so now that I've got them into very thin little shavings, I'm going to turn them all around so they're facing in the same direction. And I'm going to do the same thing as I just did with the